I will say that John talked an awful lot up there, though. He really made a lot of noise up. I don't think he said 3 words all the night up here. Okay. Well, the ball game is history, and the Rams win it by a score of 68 to 17. And Pat's looking at the stats. The rebounding, there weren't too many shots in the first half, but I think Pat's going to tell me that there was quite a few shots taken in the second half by both teams, especially the Rams. We had the Rams down for 47 rebounds, and or more than that. Yeah, 47 rebounds. Antwerp for 25, and the leading rebounder on the team was Laura Harris with 30 of them. And Carrie Keeper had 5. Carol Feeney with a fine ball game. She had 11 rebounds in the ball game tonight. For Antwerp, the leading rebounder was Julie Cross with 12. And Cindy Hughes with 4 rebounds in the ball game. And making her way up to our position right now is Kathy Cavanaugh. And can you make your way in here, Kathy?
Yeah,
there we go. Congratulations on the win, Kathy. Was this one of the most surprising games that you've had in your young career? I don't think you and your fondest dreams thought that you'd wind up with that kind of victory tonight, did you, Kathy?
No, not at all. It's kind of felt relaxing there for a while.
Yeah, I seen both teams play Continental. I saw your game here with the Ding Dong Valley. You had to come from behind and win it by 2. We saw Antwerp on their home floor play Continental and lead out most of the ball game. Continental finally won it by a point. I thought we'd see a real battle here tonight. It seemed like the pressure defense right off the bat did a good job upsetting Antwerp. You didn't give them but only 14 shots in the first half.
Well, the first quarter was low scoring both ways. And you're right, our press looked real sharp. We got some key steals, a lot of buckets on our side of the floor.
And then it looked like that Antwerp was really going to be very, very conscious in keeping the ball away from Laurie Harris. And you seemed to, your team adjusted to it, kept faking the ball into Harris, or when it did get to her, dumbled it off to Carol Feeney. She had 6 baskets in the first quarter.
Looked real sharp. She came through for us. We ran our offense, and then we made switches with our cutters, which they were keying in on Laurie making a certain cut, and then we switched it. We switched it a couple of times, so it, it's helped open things up a little bit for us.
But on the other hand, I'll take nothing away from your ball club, but I think in the first half you had 20 turnovers, and Antwerp had 25. I assume that's a few more than you'd like to have in the first 2 quarters.
Yeah, we do this often. We try to jam it in when we have maybe 2 or 3 people on our inside people, and we think that we can throw the ball to the people at times.
I would hazard a guess that first 5 were on traveling. Not traveling call on both clubs.
Yeah.
Both teams are a little bit nervous when they're really going. And probably both 15 turnovers were forced passes.
Yeah. Like I said, trying to beat
Something that
people
wasn't there.
inside, right?
And then the second half and third quarter come back out with pressure and really forced it. And Antwerp was having a cold shooting night, and Laurie Harris got hurt there in the second quarter. Actually, both teams. Cross was out with foul trouble, and Laurie went down. Looked like she kind of twisted her hip a little bit. Wasn't anything serious?
I think, she got bumped in the hip, and it's probably going to be bruised. It probably hurt when she did it. You could tell when she was running up and down the court that it still was bothering her. So that's what happened.
Unofficial, my stats don't count, but I had her with 25 rebounds in the second half to go with 5 in the first half. For a total of 30. That's a lot of rebounds.
Yeah, it is. We should have out-rebounded. We had a lot of height on it. Well, the last half here, she was just having a heyday.
Oh, she was, and Antwerp got into quite a bit of foul trouble. Most of her foul trouble come trying to get on the board with your much taller ball club, and also trying to prevent the inside passes. They got quite a few fouls reaching in and on the rebounds, and they were 4 or 5 inches smaller. When you're that, as you know from playing yourself, you have a tendency sometimes to reach it, right?
You have to make up for what you don't have.
Yeah. Did Antwerp do anything? Then you come out, you play man-to-man most of the first half, and then come out sometime during the third quarter and switch to zone, try and test their outside shooting, and Antwerp
just couldn't get anything from the outside, could he, Cal?
Well, we went to a 2-3 at halftime, and I felt we did a nice job with man-to-man. I thought we had been having trouble making switches in the middle of the game, and I wanted to see if we could make the adjustment with their team, with the offense and the type of people they had.
Hey, some of your younger people come in to play a lot in the second half. Should bring a smile to your face that Laurie's a senior, of course, but the freshman didn't play too bad. You got some playing time very nicely. And boy, Higby, I thought played well.
Coming through, they look pretty sharp. And like I said, you feel pretty good about that when I put people in, they look good. Higby she'd been struggling. We've been working on things, and you know, we're trying to get a little confidence, a little aggressiveness out of her. She came through real nice, very nice.
I didn't think that at the time when Sue was down that she turned her ankle, but I see come out at halftime and must have been pretty bad. Had ice on it, and obviously she couldn't go.
She said it was very painful. You know,
right.
During play, you could tell she wasn't moving at all, and coming off the floor, she looked like she was hurt. And Madison pretended for a while.
What the two good friends who played so long in college talk about after a game like this, which had to be a surprising score to both of you. What can you say in a ball game like this where everything the Rams did today was right and everything that Antwerp coach Chris Ryder tried tonight just didn't go?
Well, we walked over to each other and we looked at each other and shook hands and kind of stood there for a while.
There isn't much to say, is there?
Not really.
Not really. What about the remaining ball games of Green Meadows Conference? I don't think anybody wants to take Antwerp too lightly. They've got a good ball club. They got a little bit of foul trouble early. They just couldn't shoot well.
That may have, the foul trouble right away. Was it second quarter?
Yeah.
Cross was out.
Yeah.
I think that was, a big part of the way the outcome of the game was.
Right back next week. Next ball game, if I remember correctly, will feature the Rams and the Ayersville Pilots. So Dick Ball was here scouting tonight for the Pilots, and that'll be another big ball game for you.
Oh, for sure. Mr. Goodwin has a few people coming up from his, I believe, a 6'2".
That's right. And she's a sophomore. Lori Majors. They got good size. They got 6-foot Schubert, and they got 6'2" Lori Majors inside. So they'll have height to match them with it.
That's right. We maybe tested as far as rebounding and in position under the basket. Another tall person underneath there.
Well, Kathy, thanks for being with us. The Rams have won their first 4. And then lost 2 in a row to good ball clubs, Archibald and Bryan, and now win the opening game of Green Meadows Conference play. And good luck. We'll see you next Thursday over in the Ayersville territory.
Thanks.
All right. Right back to the final wrap-up after we pause this important timeout at 12:80. Did you ever meet my wife, Pat? This is my wife, Pat.
I've seen you and I know you.
Almost.
I think that...
Okay, right now, Pat, what's your
For Tinora, they hit 27 of 61 from the field for 44% and 14 of 24 from the foul line for 58%. They had 14 personal fouls and, as I said, 32 turnovers. Individually, Sue Brown had 2 points, Deb Buttermore had 4, Carol Feeney 16, Teresa Freilich had 2, Lori Harris had 26, Jean Higby had 6, Carrie Keeble had 7, Julie Harris had 4, and Laura Nicely had 1. For Antwerp, they hit 6 of 39 field goals, or from the field, for 15%. They were really cold. And from the free throw line, they had 5 of 10 for 50%. And there's 25 fouls called on them, and as I said, 42 turnovers. Individually, Julie Cross had 3, Cindy Weiner had 8, Cindy Hughes had 6, and that was it. That was all the scoring.
Okay, rebounding unofficial is 47 rebounds for Tinora, and 22 rebounds for Antwerp there on the recheck. So that makes the final margin stand the same. 68-17 is the final score, with the Tinora Rams coming out over the Antwerp Archers tonight. Stay tuned. Tomorrow night we'll have boys basketball with Antwerp Archers, coached by Hal Kemmer, entertaining the Tinora Rams, coached by Marv in Green Meadows Conference play. One more time, the final score here tonight was Tinora 68, Antwerp 17. From Tinora Senior High, for Pat Sebring, this is Marv Sebring saying good night, good sports.